Hello again, and welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 of my collection video, and today I'll be showing you all of my consoles. So let's get started. Alright, so starting off, this is the little Wii shelf. So I have 2 Wii remotes. And then 2 nunchucks, a red and a black, and then of course a Wii controller as well. This one gets dusty so quickly. And then this is the red Wii. I'm not going to take it out because it is actually plugged in right now, but I do love the red. I also have a white one. I don't know why I don't have it displayed, but I like the Wii. Like I said in my previous video, there are lots of good games, and honestly, when this came out, I just thought it was so cool. I think everybody did. Oh, also, side note, please ignore all the cords that are just scattered behind all of this. We're kind of in a temporary living situation right now. So I'm hoping very soon we will have an official game room. At least that's the goal. Alright, so down on this lower shelf, it's kind of hard to see, but it's the Wii U. So 2 Wii U controllers, and then the handheld piece, and then the base. Then moving over here, we have the Genesis and Dreamcast, one of my favorite controllers of all time. So this is the Dreamcast, and then the Genesis, and then 2 Genesis controllers in the back, and 2 random games that I need to put over on the other shelf. And then the Super Nintendo. So can you tell which one is from when I was a kid versus which one is newer? So the one on top is my newer Super Nintendo, and then this is my one from childhood, and it's pretty yellowed, as you can see. And then I have 4 controllers. And GameCube is next, so I have the black with the Game Boy player on the bottom, and then the silver, and an orange controller, silver controller. And then also in the back, just have the Game Boy player disc, which I actually have used pretty often, so glad I have it. And then of course I have an NES, which is from my childhood. I feel like I kept it in pretty good condition considering I know my brothers beat stuff up pretty badly, and then I just rescued everything once they didn't want any of it. So I guess I got lucky. But yeah, this is super nostalgic to me. I didn't play it as much as some of the consoles that came after it, which is why I don't have a huge collection. But of course, it's just still a classic. So I do have it, and I love displaying it. And then over in the corner here, I'll just bring it up since it might be easier to show you. I have my Game Gear. screen is kind of beat up, to be honest, but it's not in the worst condition. I've definitely seen ones that are a lot worse. Sometimes I'll pop a game in if I just want to relive the Game Gear memories, but the amount of batteries it takes is insane, as many of you I'm sure know. But we do have this power back on the back, so you can charge it up and not have to use batteries. But so yeah, definitely have this in the collection. I did play Game Gear here and there, but I never really got into too many of the games. Then also on the bottom shelf, just have the box for my 3DS XL. And I think I showed these in the previous video, but just have a DS case and then Game Boy Advance case. And of course, this for the Game Boy. One of my favorite accessories. This one's actually for Game Boy Advance. So I also just wanted to show some of my favorite artwork. This is one of my favorites. Got this a few years ago from Etsy. And then this is another favorite. Thought that was really cool. And then another cool one I like is from BioShock. Would you kindly visit soon? So I also love that. Then I also have a Hyrule map, which is kind of hard to see because of my light, but this is from Ocarina of Time. And then just below the artwork is where I keep the handhelds. I actually just got these plastic stands from Amazon. Highly recommend them. I think it was like $10 for 12 of them. They are very good quality. So let's go through all of the handouts. So starting off, we have the 3DS XL. And this is one of my favorite handheld consoles for sure. I just love the 3D aspect, and there are so many good games. I mean, pretty much any game you can imagine is probably on the 3DS. And I really like this XL size. I think it's just like the perfect size. And of course you have a pen, stylus that it comes with. And then yeah, it's just super comfortable to hold, really nice screens. And then yeah, just the 3D aspect makes it really, really cool in my opinion. And next up is the DSi. So this one is kind of beat up, but it was actually my sister's. And yeah, this has a stylus too, but I think the original one went missing. I don't think I've actually really played many games on this, but I'm definitely glad to have it in the collection. And I actually really like the size of it too. Very compact and nice for on the go. Then right back here, we have the DS Lite. So this is also a nice size, very compact. And honestly just kind of looks and feels similar to that one. to some of my favorites. So we'll start off with the Game Boy Advance. And I absolutely love this one. I just love the shape of it. I was so excited when it came out. And I was so excited to get this kind of clear, frosty purple color. And I still pop in Game Boy Advance games every once in a while and play them. And when I do, of course, I use my handy light. So I can see the screen perfectly. I might actually leave the light on, kind of like it. Then right back there is the Game Boy Advance SP. Now, when this released, I was also really excited, and this just had a really cool clamshell design, which I thought was unique. And it just kind of felt like a phone to me, so it was cool. And this actually had a backlight, so you can see the button right there to turn the backlight on and off, which was amazing for the time. So yeah, I love this. Now moving on to some more Game Boys. So this is the Game Boy Pocket. It's very light and definitely, well, it's definitely smaller than the original Game Boy, and then a little bit smaller than the color. I have yet to get a Game Boy Micro, but it's been on my list for a long time. This is not in the best condition. This is from when I was very, very young, and it was actually my brother's, so as you can tell, a theme. I think I was the only one in my family who took care of things. But I love having family collection pieces. So then the original Game Boy, which every time I hold it, I just feel like I can't believe the size of it. And as you can see, I've kept it in really good condition, tried my hardest at least. And I'm happy to have it in the collection. I also have a Light Boy, which I'm attaching right now. Alright, so when you need some extra light, you can just pop that on and very conveniently be able to see the screen a little bit better. This makes it so heavy, but I know back in the day it was probably the coolest thing ever. And then 2 Game Boy Colors, a purple one, and then a lime green Game Boy Color. And this is definitely one of my most prized possessions. I always say this is kind of what really got me, I would say, addicted to gaming when I was younger. And it's really what got me into collecting. So back in the day, of course, Pokemon was my thing. And sometimes I'll just display this on my shelf because this was my life for a really long time. Pokemon Red and my lime green Game Boy. favorite combination. But I loved all the Pokemon Game Boy games, especially as so many others started coming out after, Red, Yellow, and Blue. I was just obsessed for so many years, so a lot of fond memories. So yeah, this is all the handhelds for now. And then Game Boy Micro I really would like to get soon. And then a PSP. Actually want to start a PSP collection, so I'm hoping to maybe film a video of me starting to do that as well. Now the Switch shelf is pretty basic. Just the Switch controller, the Switch obviously, and then the Switch Pro controller. Then up here we have the Xbox One X with 2 controllers, a red one and a black one. And then on this bottom shelf, Nintendo 64, and then all of our accessories and controllers. So a purple one, 2 gray ones in the back, and then a blue one. And then yeah, just some memory cards, just all the accessories. I think that's a Game Shark. Yeah, Game Shark. And then this is another little shelf I have, so dedicated to Xbox, as you can see. This actually has not been opened yet. It's actually something that I won in a raffle at my company that I work for. And I actually don't specifically play many digital games, so I'm thinking of either giving it to a family member for Christmas or just keeping it sealed, so we'll see. But I thought that was pretty cool. And this is just a little Halo steelbook. Can just kind of have it by Xbox stuff for some extra decor. This was for Halo Infinite. And then this is my Xbox 360. And then 2 controllers. I actually like the Xbox 360 controller. I just thought it was pretty comfortable. And then yeah, this is my original Xbox 360. So yeah, it's actually in pretty good condition. Just needs to be cleaned a little bit. It's very, very dusty, especially up here, so. Then I also just wanted to show this piece of artwork, which I also love. And then last but not least, the little PlayStation section. So like I said, I only have 1, 2, and 5. So the PS1 with controller. And then I actually have the original first PlayStation, but I think I have it packed away in a box somewhere. It is pretty beat up, so I just keep this one on display for now. Then a PS2 with a controller. And I always liked how slim it was. Very light great too. And then last but not least, the PS5. And I love this controller. I love that it has speakers in it. Sometimes when I'm playing a game and sound comes out of the controller, I still just jump because I think back on how I used to wear a headset, playing Halo, playing everything back in the day. So I just think technology is so cool. Alright, so that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. In future videos, I definitely want to go through all the consoles I'm currently on the hunt for. There are quite a few. I'm always trying to grow the collection. So comment below if you have any of these consoles, enjoy them, and let me know if you're also a collector. And please also subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more video game content. I look forward to building a community, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.